Um, Wednesday. I know it's a short week, and I just want to make sure a couple of quick things. Yeah, we're all good. Well, it's all good. So listen, thought I would jump in just for a few minutes. Talk about a question that we come up from one of our clients, and it's this question, which is, "What's the best way to explain my process to a new prospect?" So this is not the first time this question has come up. And I happen to believe it is a point that needs to be made, clarified, right? For you guys, because I think that a bunch of you are actually losing clients because you're over explaining your process. So that's point one. Point two is you're losing clients because your process to them isn't clear. Okay. So I can tell you what we believe to be true. I also know that this was one of the big things that helped us in terms of our overall conversions, right? In terms of prospects to clients. So, this expression of talking yourself out of a sale. Yeah, a lot of you are doing this, right? A lot of you are out there, you're talking to prospects, you go on a ramble, and you're trying to explain how everything works, first and foremost, how your process works. Then you're trying to explain how your program works, by which time your client is like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I'm going to suggest to you that you start to move away from, I'm looking at, God, I look rough. That you move away from the verbal explanation and move towards visual, right? Move towards the visual. And what I mean by that is this, guys. We've spoke about this before, right? About how to actually create a model for your business, right? And it doesn't have to be overly complicated at all. In fact, the simpler the better. But your prospects are going to gain confidence if you can show them exactly how it works, not explain it per se, right? Don't verbalize the whole damn thing. But if you have some kind of a geometric model that shows your prospects how how your process works, even if it's a step staircase, right? One, two, three, and so on, right? So you can actually walk them through and they can actually see it visually about how you're going to work with them. The way that we do it is simple, right? We do it using, a Venn diagram. That's our model. So anytime that we're on the phone or on Zoom, I can bring this up and say, listen, here's how it's going to work. Here's how we are going to work with you. Here's the goal, right in the center. This is what we're aiming for. And here we're going to then have three things that we want to focus on. For us, clarity, confidence, and control. That's our three C's. That's our model. And within those three things, we're splitting them up into three segments. And each of those segments is something in your business that we need to work on. Whether it's your vision, your niche, your messaging, your differentiation, your model, your offer, right? Then we work on your automation, your network, and your automation, your network. Look at that. See, that's what happens, right? That's what happens. So all of this stuff, right? We can walk through all of this. And by the way, that last one's going to come at me in a second. The it's really critical for you guys to map this stuff out so that you know exactly and can explain and show visually how you are going to work with your client, right? It's just as simple as that. You're making it way too hard for yourself. So whether it's a program, right? And there are differences, right? So you do have your process, right? And your process is going to have multiple pieces. Then you're going to have the program, right? How you actually work. Authority. The A threw me off, right? Automation Networking Authority. So your program is going to have multiple things. But it's much easier if you can just say, listen, let me show you how this works. You draw the geometric shape, you walk them through it, and at the end of that, they're going to go, I get it. Remember, 75% of a sale is visual, guys, right? It's visual. It's not verbal, right? The way that the brain interprets verbalization or even text is the number. It's like 60,000 times slower than a visual. So my advice to you is whatever your process is, dump it out, lay it out in terms of steps, create a model around that process. And then whenever you're talking to a prospect, show them the model. Don't just talk about it, actually show them how it's all going to come together. And by the way, you can do it this way. All right. You don't have to have a formal graphic built up. Just say, listen, let me walk you through. Our first program that we sold, right? Our first program was a 6-figure program, was literally a line diagram like that. It was just a line. And we says, here's what we're going to do. Week 1, we're going to work on these 3 things. Week 2, we're going to work on these 3 things. And we just walked them through the line diagram. Really stupidly simple, but easy for people to understand. Okay, here's what's going to happen. All right. So think about that. Think about creating your model. Stop talking about how you do stuff. Show people how you do stuff, and you're going to convert more. All right. That's it. Told you. Short and sweet, guys. Thanks so much. And hey, we'll talk soon.